Hello folks. Today I thought we'd have a substantive conversation about the reconfiguration. I know that many people have many concerns about the reconfiguration of the different schools in Vernon, so I thought maybe we would discuss this and try to work through some of the issues that have arisen as we do this rather difficult process. First things first, we can't get started with the process until the school year is over. And I know that that's obvious, but oftentimes in anticipation of the end of the school year, with all the work that our teachers have to do, and our administrators, and our faculty, and our custodians, and our maintenance people, and central office people, what gets lost in all that is not until the students are out of the schools can this reconfiguration happen. Second thing about the reconfiguration is that there's a lot of fears. With any kind of change, there's going to be fears and concerns. I'm not here to allay your fears. I'm here to say that they are legitimate and we're doing the best we can to make sure that we can assuage those fears. And there's a subtle difference, but it's important. We're going to try to lessen them with the idea that we're not giving directions. Instead, we're giving assistance. So with our teams from the central office, our teams of administrators, our teams of teachers, our teams of student workers that are being hired from the CFM program at the high school, and our teams of teachers and administrators in each of the buildings, we hope to do this process as quickly and expeditiously as possible. What we've done is created PowerPoints, and the PowerPoints answer the questions that seem to be frequently asked by our staff and by our families. And what we're looking at is some of the key questions. So as we go through these PowerPoints, you will see that each of them addresses the situation that applies to grades K1 or 2, 3, or 4, or grade 6. And those are our migratory groups. So we will address those as we go through these PowerPoints. Good afternoon, 6th grade teachers at Lounsbury. Thought we'd spend just a few minutes talking about the reconfiguration that is about to happen this summer and try to answer some of your questions. One of the things that I tried to say in the intro was the idea that I can't allay everyone's fears. I know that people have real concerns about moving to a new building, moving to a new classroom, but the idea simply is that maybe we can assuage some of those concerns with information, and also the idea that we're here to assist. We're not here to give directions as much as we are to try to say to you, if we can just get things set by the end of the school year, and we of course understand it's a very busy time, that we will offer all the assistance we possibly can during that period and then in the summertime as we move forward with this reconfiguration. So some of the basics that we already know: Walnut Ridge will now be a preschool program, so we still have our students there, a board office, and also the tech team. And there's some possibilities of other things that we're trying to work out with the use of that building. Cedar Mountain is K1 and 2. Rolling Hills is now grades 2 and 3. Lounsbury Hollow is now grades 4 and 5. And you folks are moving to Glen Meadow to join 7 and 8 in a 3-grade level configuration. And the high school remains the same. So there are concerns and questions, and we want to try to answer them. So let's see what we can do with this. One of the questions that people have had is, who will move our things and when will we be moved? So let's go right at it. Our maintenance team does many things in the summertime, and one of the new duties that they will have is helping with the move. They will also be working hand and glove with our custodial team, because the custodial teams will make sure that the rooms are cleaned and help with the moving of the furniture. But most importantly, or at least most interestingly, we have a new CTE program at the high school, and the program is called Construction, Facilities, and Maintenance, or what we call CFM. And the idea simply is that we've hired 4 young men from that program who are studying architecture and building and logistics, etc. And they're going to be working all summer with the reconfiguration. And they will have their charts and graphs and be making drawings and also doing the logistics of the moving as well as the heavy lifting of the moving as well. Your classrooms, Lounsbury Hollow's 6th grade classrooms, will be moved to Glen Meadow the last week in June and the first week in July. Other than the purple wing in Walnut Ridge, Lounsbury will be the first group moved. So this Monday, you're going to have the opportunity to go over to Glen Meadow and see those classrooms. So I wanted to give you this information in advance before you went over there. Who's responsible for boxing up our things? You are. We thought that it'd be best if you did it. If somebody else did it, we might be concerned about things being lost or not organized the way you want it to be. But larger things like textbooks and big pieces of furniture or anything odd that doesn't box, well, don't box it. We'll make sure it gets on the truck, and we'll make sure it gets to your new classroom. People have asked if they can move file cabinets. You most certainly can. Tape each drawer up so it makes it easier to move, identify what room it's going to, and your cabinet will be there when you're ready for it. The furniture in the classroom is going to be moved. So 6th grade teachers, you are bringing your desks, you are bringing the student tables. They are going. The only exception will be the teacher's desk. That does not get moved. And also wall-mounted shelves. There's a possibility that we might not move those as well. But again, student desks, student tables will be moved. What about classroom resources? Well, they'll be moved as well. Leveled libraries, rugs, beanbag chairs, cafe tables, anything that you have, shelves for books, all of that can be moved. There's some concern about the school libraries. Will there be 6th grade books, 6th grade level books up in Glen Meadow? The answer is yes. Our librarians will be working on that this summer as well. Will the new rooms be cleaned? Of course they will. Just like they always are, the custodians will be working on that over the summertime. We will call you when your rooms are ready. That way you know if you wanted to come in the summertime to take a look, you can. Of course, there's no pressure, and it will be ready for you the first day that you return. Speaking of that, we have set aside 3 days in the beginning of the school year. Traditionally in this district we have 4 professional days, but this year we're going to have 3 of them in the beginning of the year. The 4th one will be in October, and we'll be removing the one in March. We will continue to do everything we normally do with an opening, but we're also going to add a day for professional development, which will be dedicated to your needs in each of the buildings. The high school, of course, will have a professional day in which they work on the Chromebooks because we're introducing 700 or so Chromebooks up at the high school. I'm looking at Matt Shea right now as the sweat beads on his forehead. Will I be told that what room I'm in Glen Meadow? Yes, you will be told this Monday when you visit Glen Meadow. Also, you can ask Dr. Anderson for a copy of the map if you need it. Have all the teachers been told of their assignments? They most certainly have, and they've been told of the transfers. And when will the board move? The board will move to Walnut Ridge after all the other moves are completed and after we're finished with ESY and Academic Summer Camp, which will also be at Walnut Ridge this summer. I want everybody to know that change is difficult, and we're not trying to minimize it at all. Moving is difficult. Changing places where you work is difficult. Changing times that you work can be difficult. But we want to assist you in any way we can. We want you to know that we're very proud of our teachers and all the hard work that they do. We understand that at the end of the year, this is a very difficult process. And the assistance will come this summer as we make sure that these things are done for you and that we do everything we can in order to update you as we move through this process and change the way we do things in the Vernon School District. So again, thank you very much for your time and your efforts in this process.